Oh, yes. Okay, we're going. Hold on, let me do my snappies. What's up, guys? Your boy Xavier here. I never know what camera to look at. Let's look at my shot. And this is another episode of Layman in the Morning. Now, I'm just going to cut to the chase.
Okay.
That's the name of my podcast, by the way, Layman in the Morning.
Layman in the Morning?
Ask me why it's called Layman in the Morning.
Why is it called that?
Well, you know the phrase layman's terms.
Okay.
It's basically prefacing that I'm a guy that's not keen or knowledgeable of most things.
Okay.
So it's just a huge preface of, hey, this might sound dumb, what I'm going to say for an hour. Yeah. I like explaining that to people.
I like how play on words.
Hold on, let me make sure my mic is up. Okay. Anyway, I have a very special guest today. I'll just let her introduce herself.
Okay. My name is Hannah. I'm your ex-girlfriend from high school, like 6 years ago.
Yeah. Just
we
about.
We were like 16. Because you're 22 now.
22.
Right?
Yeah.
You turn 23 soon, right?
In December.
So I thought, yes, I know that. Okay. Yeah. So that's me.
I have my ex on my podcast. Very crazy, strange, like, events and circumstances that led to us being here right now.
Yeah, COVID is like one of them.
But mainly with just me starting this podcast, right? I mean, of course, COVID happening.
Yeah.
It affecting everybody. Lost my job momentarily. While I was out of work, I was like, I'm going to just start a podcast every Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So that's how the origin of this thing started. Nothing deep. So I was like, hey, I don't know. I kind of just want to put something out every other week.
Yeah.
Every week so far. But just to get my thoughts out or whatever. I just ramble.
Yeah.
It's just some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know. Had I not started this podcast, it definitely, we would have been a place where, you know, I would have been fine talking to you.
Yeah.
But not going out of my way to be like, hey, let's meet for an hour and just chit chat, you know?
No,
That's not an insult to you or anything like that.
No, I totally understand.
But just just all the things that led to being in this moment here. It's very strange. This has been a strange year in general, you know?
Yes.
And then, I don't know, it's just, this isn't even the icing on top. This is just little crumbs on the sundae.
I feel like we should explain how we, like, ran into each other. Because it was, like, super, like, I don't know. Like, it was just gonna happen. So there's, like, a park in our town. I don't know how, like, in-depth you get in this podcast, but I have a podcast of my own as well. So I, like, went to this park. I have nephews, and I was taking them out so we could, like, go for a walk. And they were, like, running ahead of me because, you know, I'm 22, so I'm a little older than a 10-year-old, 11-year-old with energy. Yeah. So they were walking, and then me and the eldest nephew, we were walking, and then from a distance, I was like, is that Xavier? And then I was like, oh, this is going to be so crazy if it is. And you were like, Hannah? And, like, because I look different from, like, 6 years ago, for sure. I feel like in a positive way. So, yeah.
But I was thinking the exact same. I was like, this will be fucking weird if that's Hannah. Because I didn't, you know, see your face and everything. I mean, I just saw just the silhouette, just the shape of you and everything. And I was like, oh, she has the same body type as Hannah. That'd be so funny if that was her. And then we got closer. And I was like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah. And then we just talked for a little bit, which was, like, cool. But yeah, I mean, how are you? Like, how have the last 6 years been? I mean, we kind of talked about that as well. But yeah, it's interesting because even, like, within those 6 years, like, there have been times where it's like, I wonder how he is, you know?
Yeah,
because
same.
Like, graduated, and then I left and I went to school at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. And then most of the time I'm like living there, especially like the last 2 years. I was like an orientation leader, and then last summer I lived in Barcelona. So like I never come home. But because of COVID, I'm like living at my mom's house, saving that rent, which has been like super helpful. Because I like bought a car recently, so
oh my goodness, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, no, I'm like super thankful for COVID because I didn't go back, so I didn't have to live on campus. So I got the money back, and we just kind of were like, let's invest in a car. So we did, paid it all out. Thank you, Mother.
Oh, it's paid off?
Yeah, me and my mom. Yeah, super thankful for her. Love her always. Mama Akpan, love her. She's the best.
Shouts out to Mama Akpan.
Yes.
That was tight though. I mean, me.
Yeah, what was running in your head, like, when we did run into each other?
I was like, this is going to be super awkward, and it wasn't that awkward at all. Yeah. It was kind of just regular.
Yeah, I mean, I figured. I always thought it would be awkward, too. But, yeah, it was pretty normal. But I also feel like I wasn't going to... We didn't end off bad. Like, we...
That's what I really like. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's a very weird thing to, like, I guess, brag about in a way. But it's like, every time I told people, I take pride in being like, yeah, we just we were just in different headspaces and kind of just ended. Nothing bad, nothing malicious or whatever. And people are like, what? It didn't end with no crazy stuff. No one cheated. It wasn't no. No. I was like, no, we were both just kind of done. I mean, for one, it was due to the I want to say the cause of it was like the long distance thing, I guess.
Yeah, because
you went to a summer camp, right? Summer?
Yes, I think I did. I don't know. My life's been I always travel, but yeah, I think I went away for a little bit, and then I think we were just something was also off of me or something. I will admit, I was very immature or I guess not confident in myself, if that makes sense. And then I think too, I kind of always knew I was gonna go out of state, so I think I didn't know how the relationship would look senior year, and I didn't want, I think, things to be influenced based on the relationship. And I think you were never the type of person to be you have to stay in Georgia, da da da, or this will never work. But I think that was kind of the turning point. I also think too my mom and I had a weird relationship at that time because I just wasn't open with her about my relationship. She knew you, and you met her, and we would go to places and now, but I think I was also just I don't want to tell you anything because I'm rebellious, so.
Yeah, just regular teen shit.
Yeah, yes, regular teen shit. I kind of look back at it now, and I'm I put her through so much anguish and so much stress.
Can I also mention that we broke up twice?
Yeah, we did. I'm that's actually really funny because we were talking, I think, a summer prior, and then I think we stopped, and then didn't we get back? We were in class together or something, and we were let's get back together.
Right, yeah, okay. That made me so mad.
And I think it was me.
You came up to me at lunch. We had the same lunch, I think.
Yes.
And you came up to me. I was with the homies, just eating some trash school food. I'm dead. And you were like, hey, why don't you talk to me anymore? And the amount of rage that filled up in my head, but I didn't even articulate it at the time. I just said something. I think I said something stupid. I said something well, you don't talk to me. But in my head, I was like, wait, she broke up with me. Yeah. That's not what I wanted to say. And then you were like, okay, I'll just talk to you then.
Yeah, and I think it was you, me, Bree, and someone else. We always sat and ate lunch together and stuff like that.
Bree, Kenzie, and then eventually my homie Joseph came around, and then Christian. Shouts out to Christian. I still hang out with him, but that was that's fun to think back at that because I got so mad, and then okay, so we started talking again, but let's talk about let's go all the way back to
stop. I'm so nervous what you're gonna bring up. High school Hannah is not me at all. So all the shit I did in high school, I'm just she was such a dumb bitch.
I mean, there's nothing incriminating that I can.
I mean, yes and no, but Yes.
I don't know. Because I remember you texting me, being like, "Don't drag me" or nothing like that. Why would you think I would drag you?
I don't think you would drag me. I don't know. I always just wonder, like, how. I don't know. I care too much.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like, fuckity fuck.
No.
No one watches this.
What? Stop! Don't.
I mean, they genuinely don't. Check out my last episode. It has 4 reviews. I watched it twice too, just to make sure my edits were correct.
Do you put it on? You put it on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, okay, yeah. I use an app for mine, so I'm able to track it.
Yeah, you do the audio thing.
But
I do strictly video.
I'm also gonna do like the video component. I like recorded an episode on Wednesday. It's going up, I think, tomorrow or Monday. And I was like talking about voting and stuff like that. But
plug the name and everything. Your podcast.
Yeah, no, yeah.
For these 5 viewers.
I actually have like 700 listeners. Sir.
I'm saying for my 5 viewers.
Oh, see, but I feel like if you use the app, you could expand your reach if you wanted to.
I could.
If you want to, but like I also feel like sometimes too, like podcasts are nice because like you don't have to reach everyone. Like people can just find you.
Yeah, this is a weird thing where it's kind of just not just for me, because obviously I put it out and stuff like that. But it's kind of like whoever finds it finds it. I don't want to take this one too seriously. I have another one with my friend, a music podcast where we just review different like rap albums that we like.
Yeah.
John, I think I told you.
Yeah.
I want to take that more seriously, and I might take you up on that app idea for that. But for this one, it's kind of just whatever.
Okay,
I have cameras from like 2004 and everything. I have this aesthetic
so
that I'm
vintage.
going for. Yeah, it's just a whatever kind of thing. I just like being cathartic for an hour.
But like back to the dragging, I was like kind of teasing there because I don't think you would drag me because I didn't like. I mean, even like after we broke up, you ran into my mom and I never like back talked you. I mean, she was even confused why we broke up, but I was just like.
That was the first thing I noticed because she didn't come at me like, "Whoa, what? Hannah said all this stuff, and what did you do?"
She was very. I remember when I was going to do it, she was like, "Are you sure you want to do it?"
Oh,
like,
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, she was because I think she was also just concerned about me and my well-being because I think it was just kind of like out of nowhere in her eyes. But I also think too, like she's not me, and my mom's like Nigerian, so like there's also like a cultural difference. So like. Yeah, but you ran into my mom. She told me, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then I think after that, I was like, "There's gonna be a day like I run into him, and I wonder like how it's gonna be." But
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was like,
never was thinking of me. Thank you.
No, not even. I mean, I wonder how she's doing and stuff like that. But legitimately, I was like, would never see her again probably, it's like I guess that's the end of that. But yeah, I guess the stars aligned in some way. But okay, so back to when we met, when we first met, both in AV, right?
Yes
We were doing the football thing. We would record our high school football games. Shouts out to Mr. Lundeen. I miss him so much. I need to text him to see how he's doing.
You still have his number?
I think I do, yeah.
That's so wild.
I have his email too.
Do you remember Ryan Harris?
Yeah.
I like met up with him at this, it feels so long ago, but at the start of the year, me, him, and Kareen like all met up and like hung out downtown. He's doing great. He like came.
Because y'all all, wait, no.
We were all in video production class, but he went to Georgia State. She goes to Georgia College. And I don't even know how. Oh, last fall, there's a post on Instagram and I DM'd him and I was like, we should like link up. And then I came home for like fall break or something like that. And we like met up downtown and like got drinks and like caught up for like 5 hours and like talked.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was like super cool. It was like so much fun. And it was funny because I was like, I'm so sorry for how I was. I was so immature in high school. And he was like, it's okay, I was too. And I feel like I'm really glad we didn't peak in high school and stuff. And then he came to Knoxville for a concert. So he like crashed at my apartment and like we hung then. And then me, him, and Kareen like all hung out downtown. I think we like got lunch at like Ponds and just like chatted. And now he's in Chicago.
Yeah, I saw that post on his IG. Shaved head and everything.
I know,
I think homie's like bi or something now.
Mm-hmm.
How ignorant. I was like bi or something. Yeah. But golly, I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, no, I think he's doing well. And like we like talked about mental health and just like how college has like changed him. He's like a big like supportive like Black Lives Matter and stuff, like all that stuff. So yeah.
Golly,
no, I think it's really cool that like I'm kind of like low key happy I like went away, and like my mom still lives in this town, even though it's like so, I hate this town. But like I'm glad because like it is nice like reconnecting with people from high school. Like I'm still like besties with Penny. Like she's my OG.
Penny.
Yeah. She's like my gal. We're like going to like a pumpkin patch or like a apple picking next weekend and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like it's cool. Like it's nice. Like I have a base to come back because like I'm still close with like certain people. Yeah.
No, I completely feel you in wanting to, because you see the same thing every day for, you know, a certain amount of years. It definitely makes you want to just go.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, I have loved my time at UT in Knoxville. But, I mean, I'm also ready. I graduated in December, so I'm excited to, like, move on to the next chapter because Tennessee is racist.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I mean, like, in some aspects. Like, my school, Knoxville, is, like, a nice quaint town. Like they definitely have like it's evolved over the years, right? Like when I came it was like different from how it is now, but yeah, I mean like there have been moments where I'm like and especially too like in Tennessee there's certain places like I as a black woman should not stop in because like shit could go down.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Like my mom, for example, one time before I had the car, she would like take me back. So it was like me, her, and like my eldest nephew, and like we went up, she dropped me off, she stayed the night and then left the next day, and she'd like rented a car. And I was like concerned because my mom likes to like take some like side roads, which is like in like the middle of like bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
So she got a ticket. Someone had called the police because like she was in a new car and like my nephew was in there and like he had fell asleep, so she got pulled over and she had to come back to the state and like go to the court and like pay a ticket and stuff like that. And like the cop says she was speeding, but my mom is like the granny of like driving. Like she would never ever speed, so it's like yeah, it's like things like that. But
that's trash.
But
man.
like UTK like is like a whole different thing. Like once I have my degree from there, like it'll be fine. Like I'll open all the
but
doors.
just elements outside of the college when just life there. There's a little tinges of
little sprinkle of, you know, why are you here type of thing. Or even like there's like a Walmart. Like the Walmart that used to be on campus closed down. So if you have to go to Walmart, you have to go like 5-10 minutes away. If you go to that town, like people will look at you like weird and like be like, I'm here type of thing. And it's just like,
oh my God, that's
gross. So it's always nice coming back to Georgia because like I can go to Atlanta and just like be like rejuvenated and like filled up. So
oh yeah, Atlanta's super open.
Yeah, and now that I'm like home, I'm going back at the end of the month for Halloween, and it'll be really interesting because like Tennessee's cases have been like so high, so high. But yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been blessed to have never experienced racism firsthand.
Yeah.
Not even where I felt like, that guy's looking at me funny. I've been pulled over like 4 times, but I don't. But I would say I can make the argument that it was on me half of those times. I didn't have my high beams on. At like 2 a.m. one night when I was driving my mom's car. And then another time I had my high beams on the oncoming traffic. Just stupid mistakes by me.
And it's good that you got no ticket.
Yeah.
I think the one time I got pulled over here, I always thought, I was like, I'm going to cry. Like, I was like, this is going to be the end, right? The guy pulled me over, and I knew I was speeding, right? And he stops me, and I was just like, I think 16, 17. So I don't know if you remember, like when I used to drive, like I was very reckless. Like I'd be out here like bumping it.
Yeah, you were doing your thing. You were wild.
I was doing my thing. I mean, like I still do my thing, but I'm responsible as a 22-year-old. But he stopped me, and he was like, "Do you know?" He was like, "Why? You know, it's a 40. You're going 55. Like, where are you going?" And I was like, I have to pick up my nephews, da, 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 da. And he was like, I'm going to give you 2 options. You can take the ticket and pay it and get the points on your license, or you can call your parents and like tell them like if there's a cop, you're being pulled over. I literally was like, I'll call my parents, literally called them, and they talked to the police officer and he let me off with a warning. And I was like, thank you. Because I knew like my parents we're gonna overreact. Like my dad, even on the phone, he was like, yeah, she's always like running the stop signs, like we keep telling her not to. I was like, do you want me to get this ticket? But he let me off, and I was like, thank you. But ever since then, I've been always really conscious of like my driving. What? Also too, I did get in like a car accident when I was in high school, so
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, senior year, like because I was being reckless. I was leaving my neighborhood, and there's always this like blind spot coming down, like people are always coming down a hill, so you can never see them coming. So I like kind of like I like rolled, but I didn't stop, and this car, we like went down together, and then I was freaking out because I was like, oh my god, like this is not happening. And then the woman, she was like, oh, my car's fine. She like took off. She left the scene of the crime.
Whoa, for real?
Yeah. So
she had weed in the trunk.
No, she didn't. She was going to work, but she had a bigger car. I was driving like a Honda Civic, like a 2007. But our car was like messed up, but hers was fine. And then they eventually found her because I told them, I was like, she lives up the hill, and then they found her car and everything like that. And the car's been fixed. It was all fine. Like our insurance paid for it, but that like definitely changed me. I was like, you know what? I should drive responsibly. And ever since then, no ticket, no accidents. I'm, thankful.
Well, good for you. I mean, I've never been in a wreck. I mean, not on chair, I guess, but like, Jesus. I didn't know all of that.
Yeah, I mean that was senior year.
Oh, senior year, true that.
Yeah, because we were in math class together senior year. Do you remember that?
I do remember, but hold on, I don't want to get into that yet.
Okay.
I want to finish the origin story.
Okay, sorry. So go ahead.
Okay, so on one of those nights after the football game that we were filming, right? Mm-hmm. Sitting out in front of the school, me waiting for my dad.
Yes. Yeah.
Me, Travis.
Oh my God, I remember this. Yes.
The homie Travis, which he got arrested, by the way. Did you hear about that?
No.
Quick tangent. Travis, he lived in the apartments by the where the outlets are next to what's next to their racetrack. Mm-hmm. He lived in the Ridgewalk apartments. He held up that joint with a shotgun hammer.
Oh my Lord.
With a shotgun.
Oh my Lord. That's so scary and disappointing.
Get this. I don't think he drove there. From the report that I was reading, didn't drive there, held up the place, got the money, ran back to the apartment complex, cop filling up his tank at the gas station where he just robbed.
Yeah.
So they found him. That obviously.
I mean, yeah, he didn't walk too far.
Yeah. Like when I read that, I don't know if you remember Orblin, but one of my homies, Orblin, told me, and that was just disappointing. I won't dwell on that. But shouts out to Travis, free my nigga Trap, I guess, or maybe not. He traumatized the lady. He definitely pulled a shotgun out on an innocent clerk at a gas station. So keep him in there for a sec until he gets his head right. But the Travis I knew was pretty chill. He was cool at the time. It was me, him, and then Hannah, and we all sat together on the same bench, I think.
Yeah.
And we were just talking.
Yeah.
And
I had a car. It was really fun. I had a car at that time. I could drive. Mm-hmm. And, like, I drove there, but I was, like, sitting on this bench because it was, like, trying to, I guess, flirt or whatever.
Yeah, you're trying to scoop me up.
Yeah. And then your dad, tell them what your dad said when he picked you up.
Bro, my pops was like, hey, she likes you. And I was like, huh? And he was like, well, when I came to pick you up, she left too. I'm like, huh? I'm like that fucking meme from the guy in The Wire, like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, and I'm like Zach Galifianakis doing the fucking math in his head, and was like, well, she had a ride. She wouldn't have, she's not staying for Travis, so. And I was like, oh, okay, okay. And anyway, and I think we took Travis home. I think.
You like went back and got him.
Yeah, because he didn't have a ride or whatever. Godly, God bless Travis. But anyway. That happened, and I was still like whatever. Nothing happened from that.
Yeah.
And I think one day I was in biology or something like that, and I got a text from Ryan. It's like,
oh my gosh,
hey, Hannah wanted your number, but it's all good, man. I told her I didn't have it. Ryan was a fucking G. He was like, Hannah wanted your number, but it's all good. I didn't give it to her. I played dumb. Something along those lines.
Do you see what I mean? Like the Hannah I was in in high school, I swear I was like not crazy, but like I was just like off the walls all the time. But it's besides.
I guess I wasn't hip to it. I don't know.
It's okay. You weren't getting my hints. You weren't. I wasn't dropping them hard enough on you.
I'm a dunce anyway. So, but I texted Ryan back. I was like, okay, just send it over, and he was like, what? So, he goes ahead and does the transaction. We're texting and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the weird thing. There was never a verbal, yeah, let's go out. I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
It kind of just started happening.
Yeah,
but we were both in sync. We both knew what this was.
Mm-hmm.
I started visiting you in the library with all your homies.
Yes, you did. You did. I remember. I think I just talked about you a lot with my friends all the time. We talked all the time. And I think what was also funny about this time was like my mom like never, like in African households it's like really common where like you don't date in high school because they want you to be a doctor, like a lawyer, whatever. I'm a business student, mind you. Also trying to go into like creativity, but she never like explicitly said like don't have a boyfriend in high school or anything like that. So like I think when I brought you up, she was like, oh, like this is your friend. like it was never like, oh, like this is like your boyfriend. And then I think she also strictly like kind of wanted us low-key to just have like a relationship like in high school, like we only saw each other in high school type of thing. But I mean,
like in a way of like, okay, don't meet him outside of it.
Yeah, because like she wasn't like clear in like communication, because I remember that kind of vaguely. Like she was just kind of like, I mean, like you can date, but it wasn't, you know, like it wasn't out in the open. Like I know she kind of didn't want me to, but like I'm going to type of thing. So yeah, I think that caused like a lot of miscommunication, because I was like, did you just like not want me to date? And like she was like, no, like she would never say that, but she was like, if you're gonna do anything, like I just want to know. But I was like, I'm a teenager, why am I gonna tell you if I'm gonna do anything? Like what teenager tells their parents like, I'm out here in these streets?
There was a lot of
condoms or something like that.
For sure, there was a lot of sneaky sneaks.
There was a lot of
sneaks. My mom was actually, you know, just chill.
Yeah, my mom's chill now. Like she's super cool now. Maybe it's because I'm grown now. But like for example, like I went into the city on Wednesday and I like it completely slipped my mind like to text her, because I always text her wherever I go just to let her know I got there safely. And she called me, she was like, where are you? I was like, I got trapped. And then not trapped, but like I got stuck, but because I didn't get back till like 11:30, like 11:50. Yeah, I was out there like, because I was seeing a friend I hadn't seen for like 4 years and stuff. And then she what did she say? She was just like, I just want to know. She was like, I'm not trying to be. She was like, you reacted so like suspicious, because she asked for my friend's number, so she just knew if like something happened she would have their contact, because there was like a scenario during Christmas break where like she just couldn't get in hold of me, so and thank God she had someone else's contact to get in hold with me, because I was like traveling and stuff. So she was like, I'm not doing it, like I give you your space, everything, but like I just need to know like what's going on, like where you are, so like I'm just aware. And I was like, yeah, like I'll do better. So it's nice, because like before she was like very no, but like I think she's like grown and like allowed me. Plus I think because I went out of the country, she's like, you can do anything and go anywhere. And I'm like,
right,
yeah, I can, but like still treat me like a kid.
yeah. And I think it's one of those things where, I mean, everybody says it, but you won't understand until you're a parent yourself, I guess.
Probably.
Because it's easy to be rebellious now and whatnot, but then when you're in that position, it's like, I don't know, you just gotta think about it from their perspective, I guess.
Yeah, I'm very thankful. Like I have an older brother, and he's like one of my besties, my best friend, super nerdy. He works for Nat Geographic now. Like he's covering COVID right now, so I'm thankful he was like present during that time type of thing, because I like relied a lot on him to like kind of communicate with my mom, because sometimes she'll listen to him more than she'll listen to me. And I think especially at that time, like we kept bouncing heads. Like, I remember there was one night, I think I went and saw you or something, and she got so mad at me. Like, she didn't say, like, you know the face when your parents, like, so mad, like, they don't say anything, they just look at you, like, with disappointment. Yeah, that was the last time she did it, because, like, it hurt me so much. So I
remember she tried to call me too one time.
I think she did.
I forgot which hangout that was.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I was an angsty, very rebellious child as a teenager, but it is what it is.
But weren't we all, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like peak, and I didn't get pregnant, so like, I mean,
that's the main goal.
Yeah, I graduated
in high school anyway.
Yeah, I graduated.
Just don't get pregnant as a lady, and then me. Don't get anybody, you know, pregnant.
Yeah. So then, I guess, are we still on the origin story? Because I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so like, after we broke up, did you ever date like anyone else?
I've been on dates. I didn't date though.
Anyone like monogamously or whatever. Okay.
You're legitimately the only person I dated.
Yeah.
Been on dates. You're
like the only like I think long-term like relationship I've done. I've done like situationships. I don't highly recommend them, but I never went through like a hoe phase in college.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no, I'm like, even like when I was in Spain, like I didn't really go out like out here in these streets and stuff, but I had friends who were like, you know, going through the hoe phases. It was fun. Got to live through them vicariously. But yeah,
I mean, I don't want to say like that's what college is for or whatever, but I mean you're finding yourself, I guess.
Yeah. No, like I think I definitely have found myself. Like I think like, and you can tell me this, like would you say in high school I was like more like I was like black, or like was I very like assimilated type of person? Because I feel like right now, like I'm more comfortable in my blackness than I was in high school. Like I feel like environmentally, I was very like
Well, I don't know. That's what I really liked about you because I mean, my whole upbringing was like you're not black enough. You do this, you do that, yada yada yada. You don't carry yourself as like what I perceive as a black person, and that would make me so angry. So with you, it was one of those things where you didn't. I don't know. You weren't putting on like a front or anything. You were just, hey, this is me. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, no, I think I did.
Which I really fucked with. I didn't, you know, deep dive into she's acting white or anything, or she's afraid to, you know, be black or whatever the case was. I was like, this is Hannah, and you know, she just happens to be black, and she's just been being herself, and she doesn't give a fuck what people think.
Oh, beautiful. Because I just feel like during that time I was like always questioning like my blackness, and I mean like the high school we went to was pretty like predominantly Caucasian, and I was like in those like honor level classes and stuff like that, and like the people in those classes were just like assholes, like assholes. I remember there was one time like junior year, I was in like honors American literature, and I don't know if I told you this, but like this one guy, we were reading like a book, like a black historical novel. I think it was like something over the sunshine, Raisin Over the Sunshine, I don't know, but I know they always
Raisin in the Sun, right?
Yes, okay, so they always wanted me to read, and I was like, back in
like
high
what,
school.
The teacher? Or?
No, the class, because I was like, I think I was one maybe of two like black people in that class, and mind you too, it was like it was always this like white dude, right? And he was like, you should read. I was like, I like hated reading because like I just was not confident in like presenting myself within that space. So like anytime they wanted me to read, I was like, I don't want to. If I did, I would have suggested myself, you know? So it was like spaces like that. And then like, I feel like the aftermath of my sophomore year with like all this shit that happened online was very annoying as well. I mean, like it never ever comes, like, to give premise.
I was about to say, I don't want you to say.
I will give premise to an extent. I got into some trouble with online content and a faculty member, and it like went wildfire around the campus. Which it's really funny that people knew my name because of that, but it's besides the point.
Is that what you thought I would?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna bring it up because I actually been in like Penny and like another girl from our high school came up, and she like brought it up like in mid conversation. In mid conversation when we were with friends, and none of my friends and like at UT like know about it, because it's just like it's so irrelevant. Like if I was at a party and we were like playing a game and like someone was like, never have I ever like created like online fiction or something like that, like in high school, I would like joke about it, you know, but like it's not something that like you should just bring up, because it's like I'm not the same person.
Yeah, I couldn't fathom being like, hey, by the way, remember this, because it adds nothing to the conversation unless we were already talking about it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I've grown like so much from it. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I don't know how I'd be if I feel like no one probably knows about it now because it's been so long, like it happened, and it's like off the internet and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think it was like getting back into adjusting like into that space because people did know me for that. But I mean, I think by senior year I had like redefined like who I was.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's the glow up.
Yes. That's all I do. Just glow up, never down.
I mean, I'm like a roller coaster over here, but anyway, that whole thing, and I guess okay, so what do I want to ask here? The biggest thing with me, is that after the breakup, I was talking to John about this on our music podcast.
Yeah.
And we can fast forward to pre-cal and everything. We what year was that? Was that senior year pre-cal? Mm-hmm. Senior year, we had the same pre-cal class, right?
We sat like across from each other.
We were so close to each other.
Yeah, we were.
I can count on my hands how many times we talked that year. And that was so weird to me.
It was
where were you at with that?
It was really weird. It was also weird because there was like Essence, like there was like a third party involved, because I remember like,
oh yeah, you were really close with Essence, and I was kind of sort of you know would talk to Essence.
She like hates me.
Oh really?
Well, I think like she probably doesn't hate me as much, but I know like the summer going into senior year, I think we had like a falling out at work or something like that. I don't know what I did, but I don't think I even did anything. But like also too, like I mean her background is also different from my background, so like I think that also has like stuff to play with it. And she was also, I think, going through her like own issues. But yeah, we weren't close, so I felt like there was a third party involved because she knew a lot in regarding to like not even like my decision to break up, but like she just knew a lot about like my thinking and like kind of why. And I remember like y'all like always sat together, and I was like, why the fuck are they sitting together? Like I'm so confused. And I thought it was awkward too, I'm not gonna lie.
It was super awkward.
Yeah, it was really awkward because like I think I would try to talk, but like it just no, like she just
legit. The only time I remember talking was like I for Halloween. I don't think it was on Halloween, but you know we had those days where if you bought like a sticker or something like that, you could dress up.
Yeah.
I wore like a fake mustache to class.
Yeah.
A big whoop. And then Utterbree was like, "Oh, you're Will Smith," and I was like, "Okay, I'm guessing Will Smith now." And then you turned around and you were like, "What are you dressed as?" Because I borrowed R.I.P. Travis. I borrowed Travis's fucking cop badge. He just bought just a badge, just this fake Dollar Tree ass badge that said like police or cop on it. So I was like, Travis, let me borrow that so I can look like a private investigator or something. Dead. I had the mustache, I had shades on, and I had that badge. And then Bree was like, you look like Will Smith. And in my head, I was like, I look nothing like fucking Will Smith. But I just went with it. And then you turned around like 10 minutes later. It was like, what are you dressed as? And I was like, I'm Will Smith. And then that was it. Yeah. That was it. Just the dumbest exchange ever.
Yeah, we like, I swear, like we really it never went any deeper than it had to. Because I also think too, like, because of like Essence, well, not because of her, but like, she like hated me that year, so like it was really hard to like talk to you, I think, because y'all were talking, and then I was just like, well, it is what it is.
I wasn't even
yeah,
I was like, okay, Essence is cool with Hannah, you know, whatever. I'm cool with Essence, you know.
Who's calling me? Mother, hang on. Yes.
Hey, put her on this one. Don't put her on the pod. Get her on the pod.
No, I didn't. She got food. I stepped out.
Tell her you're on a pod.
I'm with a friend recording a podcast.
Tell her who the friend is.
Bye. I'll tell her when I get home. She'll be like, "Oh, hi."
I want you to put her on speaker, have a whole thing, shout you out or whatever.
No, because she was just asking. Whatever. My mom asked us too many
with
questions.
A friend doing the podcast. That's on tape. That's on tape.
I'll tell her when I get home because she'd be like, "Oh, why are you there?" She'd be, I'm nosy. Anyway.
But yeah. Anyway. So even weirder, in hindsight, looking back at that, like.
I feel like it was necessary. I was gonna say. I mean, I think as much as it was awkward, I think it was good because I think we needed the time apart. Because think about it, like, what if I tried for the third time to get back together? You know what I mean? Type of thing. Because
I guess I'm thinking from a place of like. I wish we had this at some point in time. You know what I mean? Not even in a like let's try again kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just like we're not even gonna recap. We're not even gonna like address.
Yeah.
Because we were so not to be discreet. We were so physically and intimately like
together.
Just emotionally just intimate with each other and everything. And that point in time for like what a solid year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it just ends, and neither of us. Are just talking about it's like okay
I know it was and I remember when it did happen everyone was like why did you guys break up and I was like never like we just did like no reason like I mean I guess in a sense like you have to have a reason but it was just like we just drifted apart type of thing.
I mean, and I was completely like fine with the breakup itself. I mean, of course, the aspects of it, the breakups, suck generally.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, damn, I wish I could have made this work, but at least it didn't end in any kind of malicious way.
Yeah, like I didn't like burn your shit. Like I brought your stuff back. And,
right,
yeah. We did it in person.
It was cool.
Like
it was chill.
Yeah, but I remember people were just like, what? Like, Xavier, like the guy who has like the like Morgan Freeman voice, and I was like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I do wish like we had something like this, but I also think like at that time, like I was not confident in myself, like to do that.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm not considering our mindsets at the time because I had aspects of like an assholeness in me too,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still wish there was some kind of whether an hour like this or whether it was like 5 minutes of like, hey, what's up? I remember I passed you during lunch one time and I made like a goofy face or something like that and you laughed and you're like, stop. And this was after the breakup, but there was no talking or whatever. There was no, not like we need to be friends or anything like that, but we just didn't even acknowledge each other. And I was like, I was talking about it on the podcast with John. I was like, I was pretending that she wasn't there and how stupid that is. Like, she's right there. You did all this stuff together. You devoted a year of your life to this person. It is like, you're not even going to say hi, like how you been or anything like that. That was just weird to me. That was just so weird.
No,
and not even like on your part or anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't I say
Yeah,
anything?
and like I mean relationships like definitely like happen like that where it just is like it's like you spend like what 1, 2, 3, 4 years together and then it's just like poof, they're gone, which is crazy because like I have friends who I think I have one friend who she's been in a relationship for like 2.5 years, like she's living with her boyfriend now, and like I'm just always like I don't know, like because she also is dating in college as well, so like well she's graduated now and he's like in college, but I always when my friends were in relationships in college I was always just like why, and then I would always think about mine. I was like wow, like I did things like I don't think I did things like bad, like I don't think I ever was like a bitch or like rude, and I think like I'm very appreciative like of our first relationship because I think we had a good relationship and it was like healthy and like we could communicate with one another, and like now we have a friendship.
Yeah, I was watching Seinfeld the other day. Somebody hooked me up with Hulu, so I've been just binging Seinfeld. And I don't know. I was thinking like this would be cool if it was just like a Jerry and Elaine kind of relationship, just talking and just being like whatever, just a strictly
Yeah.
platonic, whatever kind of friendship. And it was like, yeah, just thinking in hindsight, like, man, it would have been cool to have something like that. But now we're
Yeah.
reconnected,
No,
and
and I mean, I also think I'm also very thankful that I dated you and I dated in high school, because when I went to college, like I wasn't in that like mindset of like
mm,
this is my first time for everything. Like,
right,
like
yeah,
I had some experience. And like I don't know. I mean, I would also think about like certain things like what do I value in a relationship, and like what do I kind of like want the person, like my significant other, to like be into. And like most of the times, like most of the people I've like been with after you have always been like in the creative field and stuff like that. There was like one time I like dealt with like an asshole, but that's for another story.
ooh,
Yeah, it didn't end well. Like we don't talk at all. But like he was white, and he also was like the white that like isn't aware of like certain things. Like we got into an argument about, I literally asked the question of like, what are your views on race, and like it was bad. It was like such a bad conversation. We got into like a fight that night, and like ever since then it like never was the same. I mean, like that was like the situationship that like had to drift away and stuff. So
right. Oh,
yeah.
yikes.
Yeah, it was like really bad. Like it was really bad because he was like, I have a black friend. Like it just and
White
like
people should never say.
yeah, and my mechanism when like people say like off the wall shit, I like laugh, or I'm just like, you're kidding. Like you can't be actually serious. And like he took it as an offense, and he was like, I'm gonna leave. And I was like, oh my god, like this is ridiculous. Like I'm just trying to have a it was literally just a conversation. It wasn't like
It kind of sucks because especially nowadays,
yeah,
with the divide in politics and even the stance on masks and shit like that, no one wants to have any kind of conversation anymore.
yeah, no,
there's no dialogue. There's just
yeah,
kind of just yelling.
there's a lot of yelling. And I mean, like this has happened over the course of like 4 years. It's not just like this year. I mean, I think it's ampled because of the fact that like we're not supposed to go a ton of places, and like we have to practice all these like CDC like guidelines. But yeah, no. I also think too, going to like a school like Tennessee, like you meet people like that, and like I think it's good because like now I've had the experience and I know how to like operate with people like that. But I hated going through it. It was like miserable, and like it was a thing for a while. It was like a thing like this time 2 years ago. It was like a 2-3 month long thing of like situationing
With this dude. Oh,
yeah.
a small part of me wants to be like, yeah, I want to get hip to that too, but also no.
No.
Maybe it's not worth it.
No, like negative 10 out of 10 I would not recommend, because it's like you don't want to have to educate who you're dating, like they should be like, or like in that scenario I didn't want to have to educate him if it was to become something, because it was just like we were mutually like exclusively together type of thing. Like we weren't dating, but we were dating.
Right.
Make it make sense. Okay. But he said mutually exclusive. But yeah, then after that, I think I just like kind of spent my own time kind of like reflecting on that. Like, kind of like I went to therapy, I think later, not spring of 2019, but later that fall I went to therapy. And then last summer, as I mentioned, I went to Barcelona, and that was like I think like a revelational time, because I think I was able to realize that like I think I was like yearning for something, because I knew so many people who were like in the hookup culture or dating, and I was like, what, like I want this too, or like I want like a Espanol romantic relationship. But I think the first month I was like having fun, and then the last month I was kind of like reflecting. And then my father passed last December and last August, and I knew that like I could either like suppress it and like not face it at all, or I could like face it head on and like process it and acknowledge like that this person is not here anymore, and like go to therapy and like process all the like childhood whatever trauma or like issues or relationship that I had with my father and like close that chapter because like he's not here anymore. And I think from that I was able to kind of like also like work on like what do I want in like my next relationship, or like who do I want, because now like I don't have like my dad, or I have my brother, which I'm thankful for, so I can talk to him about certain things, but like I don't have like my father to like be like, what do you think about this, or like,
right, yeah,
you know? So like those aspects, and like also just thinking too like when I do get married, like the little things and like events like he won't see. So but I mean he's still with me, you know, he's watching me, so it's all good. And I think like something that I'm very thankful for is like we ended like on good terms. Like he wished me the best of luck on my last year of college, and it's like something I like think about all the time. And I like wrote him a letter and stuff, and like, you know, forgave him. And I think it's like important to like forgive your parents, or like, or at least work to like forgiving like whatever you can from them if like there's not here. So
that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And I mean, like, my family definitely, like, this time last year, like, it definitely was rough for, like, all of us. But I think we've made it. We've done, like, a turnaround this year and everything.
And I think I texted you about that. Is it's hard to face that kind of the trauma of losing a parent.
Yeah, I know.
And not saying that as if I can relate in any type of way, but I can't even fathom that kind of feeling, losing my mom or dad. But that complete kudos and respect to you for just taking ownership of that and being like, this happened and I have to acknowledge it.
Yeah. And I'm very thankful too. I think like I was in a good space. Like I had such incredible friends, like super supportive, who were like there for me, and even too like people like I hadn't talked to, like from Georgia, like commenting, like reaching out, sending their like concerns and stuff. And I think it even helped me like reconnect with like people from the past and like see how they're doing and stuff. So I think that is nice. Like looking back at, I guess, my legacy from high school, like I am thankful that like I was never a bitch, I was never rude. Like people remember me as like a good person. So yeah,
that's good, because I did it, but legitimately I didn't have any. I did want to do one thing. Don't get nervous.
Oh, Lord.
I do want to reflect on a time in the relationship. Not a time, but...
It's like a period, actually.
What we didn't like about each other in some instances. Maybe the main thing.
Okay.
So we can have a dialogue about that.
Yeah.
And then... I guess, in complete contrast to our favorite thing about each other during that. We could probably wrap up there.
Okay.
Where are we at right now? We're 52 minutes. Yeah. Let's do that little review.
You said the worst and, like, the bad and the good?
Yeah. Like aspects. Well, I think... I'm pretty sure I already said mine with your, like, your whole thing with your identity and everything like that. Because I really liked you because you were just, for one, you were just goofy as shit. And I was like, this person doesn't at all take herself too seriously. And I loved that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't, I'll be on Tinder, you know? I be around. And I'm swiping and stuff like that. And I don't like girls who just like in the pictures, just, you know, just trying to look sexy. It's like there's, when I notice that there's like so much effort being put into this picture you're taking and everything, it's a complete turn off for me. I know the general public of like men are into that stuff like that. Like, I want my bitch to look sexy. But like I don't care, dude. Send me a meme or something like that.
I know. Send me TikToks.
Exactly.
Are you a TikToker?
I'm not a TikToker. But my mom is, and
wait, you're lying. Oh my gosh. I love TikTok.
But that's what I want. I just want someone who's just funny and goofy and doesn't take themselves too seriously at all. That's why, like, whenever I'm taking pictures with whether it's people or like a selfie of myself, I never taken a picture or a selfie where I've tried to look handsome. Besides my senior photos or whatever.
Yeah, I always, I feel like in every photo, like any selfie that I take, I'm like always goofy. Like when I did the bangs. Like I made a whole TikTok about them, and like I took selfies, and I was just like duck like and all that stuff. But like I even have one where I'm just like looking up or like looking down and I'm like hello. So like I don't like to take myself seriously. Like
it just feels, for me anyway, it feels corny.
It is corny. Like why do you have to be like I'm such a like no, like have candids, have funny photos. I have like I think like I have a Hinge account and like I have photos from like when I was in Spain, but I also have photos from like me eating dinner and like having some guac, you know, type of thing. So like I try not to be serious because like there's like I'm serious about a lot of things, but like when it comes to certain things, I like to bring humor into it.
Yeah, so. Honestly. And if that's who you are, then whatever, cool. But I don't know. That's just me and my preference.
Yeah.
Fuck, we should have started with the negative.
No, it's
I was
fine.
just thinking about that.
I mean, we can end off with other goods if you want to do that too.
True that.
Okay, I guess I'll go with you. I would say the negative is like
I know what it is. I don't know.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Because I've had this in my head for a minute.
I feel like at the time, like you were ambitious about like certain things, like, but there were aspects as well like you weren't as like ambitious or like didn't want to like dive into. Does that make sense? So I would say that.
Elaborate just a bit.
Elaborate. Okay. So like obviously like we come from like different backgrounds. So like my parents like had like college like educations and like all that stuff. So like I've been conscious of like I knew I was going and all that stuff. But like from like your background, like you didn't have like all of those things. So I think when we would talk about like the future or talk about college, like it wasn't that there wasn't ambition. I think it was just like you just didn't know. So like that's what I'm saying. But you were always ambitious about like videography and like all of that stuff. So I think that was one thing because I think for me, right, like I was like I'm gonna go out of state, or like I knew I was like not gonna stay in Georgia, or I was gonna go like within the city or something.
Right,
so
right.
Like that was like kind of like where I was at.
And I told you a lot during the relationship and everything too. Like I gave you a lot of credit. Like, hey, I can even spell college before I met you, and I was like, okay, this is what an SAT is. This is what an ACT is. It's like I would have not been hip to any of those things had it not been for you. Ended up dropping out anyway, but still.
But it's okay because you at least gave it a try and you figured out like it's not for you. Because like I mean, there have been moments where I was like, is this for me? Like, did I,
right.
I was like, did I make the right decision? But like, I mean, now I'm almost at the end. I like got my email, like an email yesterday, like when my confirmation date is. I graduate on November 22nd of 2020, which is very exciting. Yes, very excited. So like now I see the finish line, but there were definitely moments where I was like, is this for me? Did I make the right decision? Especially like in 2019 in the spring, we had like a racial issue. Like there was a blackface incident on our campus. So like I really was considering, I was like, did I make the right decision coming here? Like, because I had this whole premise like in my head. I was like, I'm gonna come to this university and change stuff. And they have progressed, and I have definitely changed within certain spaces, like being an orientation leader, impacting like incoming students. Like I know like I've left like my little like legacy, so.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I'm excited to like move on, right? Like to the next chapter, but like I am like it's gonna be tender when it does happen and stuff. And my school does this thing where like they pick like torchbearers, so it's like people who've like made a like impact on campus, and just like maybe one day like maybe I'll be a torchbearer. And I don't know how it is now because of like COVID, like if they're still doing it, if they're still gonna nominate people, but
I mean, but you know the changes you made and everything.
Yeah, no,
that's actually that is so cool to hear. Knowing that you're gonna make the next black girl or whatever is experience, better in that situation, so they don't at all have to go what you went through.
And I'm like so thankful for just even like the connections I've made, like from like my business college to like even on campus to then. I was like vice president of marketing for my like business fraternity, and I was the only woman of color on the team. And like I left my impact, I left my mark, and You know, people will like talk about me. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, like when Hannah was da 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 da," like, and they'll talk about the good and they'll potentially talk about the bad. But I mean, I can definitely say like I'm proud of who I am today. Like I'm proud to be like an African American woman in America. And to graduate from like the University of Tennessee. And I already know they finna ask me, so Hannah, are you going to donate today? And I'm like, if I have a job. So yeah.
I mean, right? Yeah, we'll see. But
yeah. Out to you so I guess that would be the bad. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really feel like. I mean, yeah, I would say it was like that ambition part, and then like I think towards the end, like we just weren't communicating effectively. So, like, I would just say, like, you know, you weren't picking up on, I feel like, signals or, like, not even signals.
Yeah, I for sure, well.
I feel like you weren't picking up on, like, certain, I think, things that, like, I needed, I think, within the relationship. But I also think, too.
Okay, yeah, that's where I was going with it. That's what I thought you were going to say.
No.
Because for me, looking back at the time, I was like, oh. I'm gonna keep it at that. Wow, I don't think I cared enough, you know.
Yeah, and, no, I was yes, yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Like the way I like, not in any kind of toxic way or anything like that. I gave you gifts and stuff like that, and we hung out, and I was very happy to be with you. But for like minute things, I remember you texted me like a month into it. Hey, why am I always texting you first? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh shit, she's right. First day of I guess being official or whatever, like I said, there was never like a verbal agreement kind of thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. I remember being at lunch with Joseph and Kristen, and just sitting there. I was telling them, I was like, yeah, I'm dating Hannah now, and they were like, oh, it's my boy and stuff like that. And then you walked in with Bree and Kinsey, I think. And I turned around and I was like, and I waved at you.
Yeah.
And then I turned around back at the boys and I was like, did I kill it? And then Joseph was like, hey, bro, she just made a face. I think you should. Like, the whole consensus of the table was like, sit with your girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wasn't picking up on that. Now, obviously, I'm not to give myself some leeway here. You were very first girlfriend and everything, so I wasn't I was like, what do I do here? I was still maneuvering it. But even then, like throughout the relationship, there was like aspects where I'm looking back now, I was like, damn, I definitely could have showed
more. But I also think too, like, do you know what like love languages are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't know? Okay, so there's like a quiz online. I would highly recommend you take it. It's like free, all that stuff.
I'll check that out.
And it's a quiz that kind of tells you like how do you receive love, like platonically or romantically. And like I learned that like I like my top 3 is like quality. So it's like quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, physical touch. Yeah, and then physical touch. So like mine are like quality time, acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation, and then receiving gifts. So like I like appreciate when I get gifts, but like I like spending time with people. I like when they can help me, like when I'm like I need assistance, like they help me in regarding to it. And then I mean like I like we were pretty physical and stuff. So like yeah, so like I think now I know like how I need to like receive love. And I think at the time that like we just didn't know how. I mean, we were each other's first.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to give myself like an excuse for being a dick in some instances, but like it was my first, and
I was just trying to like my personality. Like I always reach out to everyone, so like it wasn't like a bad thing, but it was something like I think I noticed because I think it's always supposed to, like it should be a balance, right, within a relationship.
Right, stuff, of course. So. And this is even one of those things that just bleeds over into other aspects of my life with my friendships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't text a lot of my friends back all the time. I haven't talked to my dad in like 2 or 3 months or whatever, and it's weird. He lives like 15 minutes away from me, so that's just something for a while that I've been needing to work on.
Yeah, you should take the quiz. I think like if you know how like you need like how you like to receive it, and then like like maybe you can ask them like what it is. It's like it's a really good like way of like being able to like show that you care about people. And I think especially too like in a time where we can't always like be together, right? Like we're not always able to be with the people that we love like physically right now because of or within 6 feet or whatever. So
right.
yeah,
I might check that out.
you should. I would say like and then you can like tell me about myself. But the one like incredible thing I've like really liked about you is just like your drive for filmmaking. Like sometimes I wondered if like I made the wrong decision like going through like with business and not like going into journalism like I anticipated, but it has turned around. Like I'm supply chain with a dual concentration of marketing, but I've been able to do like 2 internships in like social media. I just got another one this past week, which is super exciting. Yeah. And like I'm able to bring in like the element of videography because I always thought like when I went into school I was like, oh, I'll just be a writer, but I think I always still brought in like the video element that we learned, and like it's still been like a crucial part in my life. I still do like little video diaries. I like had a YouTube channel at one point, but like I think that was also what attracted me, was like you just were so creatively driven, and that was like something that you were really passionate about. And like yeah, it was nice. It was like really nice being able to like talk to someone about like creative things, and like also like hear your ideas, and like hear what stories you wanted to like create and stuff, and like where you saw yourself and like all that stuff. So and you're still into it. Like that was also what was crazy. Like when we were talking, you were like, I'm still into that stuff. I'm kind of procrastinating, but like I'm into it. And I was like, that's so cool, because like you're still big about your passion, even if it's not like your job. So.
Yeah, for sure. It's a nice it's a very nice outlet for me.
Yeah,
because I think I already told you like my first like short film that I consider, what I would consider my first short film was like based off me being let go during the whole COVID thing and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I have 3 fucking cameras out here. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just
you have a whole setup, like the whole mic thing and stuff.
Yeah,
like...
it's got an overkill, but yeah, I love this. I love it feeling like a production and everything, and I love the idea of this like 4x3 like vintage ass like a aesthetic.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about me. I need to talk about you now.
Yeah.
I told you what I liked. I think the only thing, I guess the main thing, was I feel like you weren't open at times. I remember there were instances where I was like, okay, I know something's wrong. I know something is bothering her.
Yeah.
Whether it's with me or something that happened in the day, because we would do those little recaps of like how was your day and stuff like that when I was going to the bus, and we would just meet up for a second, be like hold hands and be like, all right, is your day okay? Yeah. Blah blah blah. All right, bye. We part ways. That was fun. That was a little cutesy thing. I think back on.
I'm a little low key upset because like senior year I had a car, so like we could have like talked more, but besides the point. Continue.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I remember that bothered me a lot, because you would be like, "Nah, I'm fine," and I was like, "I know something's wrong. I know she's upset with me, or whatever the fuck was happening." And I wish we had more closure in regards to I don't know, shit that went on.
Yeah.
Whether it was like, hey, you did something wrong, or you said this mean thing earlier,
And I think like I didn't know how to like I said, I don't think I knew how to be like honest about like how I felt, because like it just like was something I wasn't I don't know. Like I had never been honest about my feelings. Like I always felt like I was like, I'm like the type, I have like that personality, like I always want to help other people, so like I'll disvalue my feelings. And it actually wasn't until I was an RA where like I was emotionally, like physically and like psychologically like drained, where then I was like, okay, like I can't just like serve others, like I need to like also acknowledge like how do I feel in certain spaces and like certain situations. And I think in high school like I think I like never wanted to be like, you hurt me, or like this is how I feel, because because I don't know, I just didn't want to like cause a drift or like cause an issue or
right
XYZ. So
That's fair.
Yeah. But I mean, I'll tell it like it is now. You know?
That's good. Just having transparent, and I'm trying to work to be that kind of person too. Just being honest about how I feel, in the moment.
I mean, I think also too, like I've been getting more into like news because I'm wanting to like go into like foreign affairs and stuff. So I'm trying to be conscious of like what's going on and like what's happening. Like, I feel like I have no filter. Like I have a filter in some circumstances. Like I'm not gonna put someone down, right? Like,
of course.
Yeah, like if a Trump supporter came up to me or like was walking by, right, and they said something, like I wouldn't be like, you deserve XYZ. Like I would try and have a conversation and see like where it would go. Like I tried to like be open to an extent, if that makes sense. Like,
oh, of course.
So
because just having that dialogue can go to
it can help
mile.
you like just like understand, even though like sometimes you might be able to, you can try. So yeah, and I'm glad we got to do this. Like I'm really glad it kind of like worked out with my schedule and stuff, and like hopefully, like, I mean, I'm not moving out anytime soon. Like, we can hang out.
That'd
you
be
can
nice.
See Corrine. I think she would love to see you. You should see Corine. She's, like, a whole different person.
Dude, I seen on her snaps, like, whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, okay.
This is not
so
the
you do, yeah.
Corine I know.
And it's really funny that after we broke up, we, like, I mean, at least I didn't keep up with you on socials. And I don't know if you, like, post on social.
I was following you for, like, a long time. Because I don't know what my mindset was, but I was like, huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, why unfollow? I mean, I'm because it didn't end in any nasty way. It was like there's no, I wouldn't unfollow you unless there was like a genuine reason, like she did this, like just bad memories to this. I was like kind of whatever. I'll just keep following. But I wasn't, as you said, I'm not even heavy on Instagram or Snapchat that much anyway.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just another thing. But yeah.
I think I unfollowed you on Instagram or like muted you or something, just because like I was on it a lot at the start of like those first 2 years. So I was like nervous. I was like, what if I like see something or like I don't know. So
of course, I mean, still when I was scrolling, I was like,
yeah, because
then when I did see something, I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. So it was never like, it was nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I'm so glad we got to do this. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I was just making sure where the cameras are at. I was kind of nervous.
For this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was too. I like told Karina I was nervous.
Bro, I had a dream about this fight.
You did? Okay.
We'll end it on this.
Yes.
So it was me, and we planned to do it at my house, right?
That's what I thought. I thought we were gonna actually. I ththought I was gonna run into your mom, low key. Like
well, she's actually out getting her hair done right now. But if you were okay with it, I would have been like, yeah, let's. Because I usually do it in the at my back porch.
Okay.
But I was like, I don't know. It's been a while since we've seen each other. Let's go somewhere.
Oh, I would have been fine with it.
Oh, okay.
I would have been fine with it.
I'll know that for next time. We'll have you on again.
Okay.
But
you can come on mine. I can come over and we can record mine.
Okay, bet. But yeah, we were in my house, but it wasn't my house. It was like a different place. But we were in a house, which in the dream it was mine. But your roommates were there, and I don't even know if you have roommates or not in real life.
I live with my mama and my familia.
Dude, you had your college roommates or something like that.
Okay, yeah. Then
no, but I'm saying like not that I'm correcting you. In the dream, this is what's happening.
Oh,
I don't know your life.
Okay, I was
that
like,
much.
I don't have roommates now.
Like, your friends were there, your college roommates, and they were all sleeping in a bed, not in a like an orgy kind of way, but just like they were just all chilling in bed. And I don't know if you know the comedian Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz was in the same bed, but not in that kind of way. He was just there with these roommate ladies, and I was like, you guys got to move. I got to do this podcast with Hannah. And they were like, we're staying in bed. I was like, this is going to be awkward and everything with you guys being here. But and then I woke up. And then I took a massive dump before I came.
I'm dead.
Because when I get gassy when I'm nervous.
Never knew that. Wow.
Ever since I was a kid, I was like, I really got to fart right now. But, oh, yeah, I just have anxiety.
That is so interesting. I wonder if I do something when I'm nervous.
Everybody has their own little tics.
No, I think, no. Okay, my chest is, gets tight. I get,
Yeah, everybody has their own little things.
Yeah.
But
it always turns out okay. Every single time I think I've ever been nervous about, interacting with, a date or a guy or whatever, it's always fine.
It's always the anticipation leading up to it that's worse than the actual experience.
Yeah, and then I think also especially with COVID, I haven't been on a date in a year and a half, since I was in Barcelona. So, I get a little nervous.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
So that happens on both sides, but me, yeah. It's good to know that you were also a little weird about this too. Yeah, I think probably me more than you. I feel like I had a whole dream about it.
Yes,
so
yeah, I slept like a baby last night. I was like, I woke up this morning too early. I woke up at 6:45, and I was like, this is not a weekday. I would to sleep in, and then I slept in until 8:45, and then I had my thing at 9.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, but thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this a lot.
I'm so glad we had this. I couldn't wait for Sunday. I'm sorry. I couldn't wait.
No,
I was
it's okay.
I was like, you know what? I want to do this now. I have these questions that I want to get out of the way, and then we got it.
Did you tell your mom you ran into me?
No, I'm gonna tell her after.
Okay, I want to hear her.
No, I did tell her we ran into each other.
What did
I didn't
she
tell her
say?
about the podcast.
Okay. What did she say?
Oh, she was like, "How's she doing?" and everything. She was,
I
feel she was very surprised too. It was like, "Whoa, what?"
But yeah, I felt like your mom hated me after. Well, not after, but I wondered if your mom didn't like me because I broke up with her only son type of thing.
No, I don't think so. No, she's cool, and she was happy to hear about you and everything too.
Yeah. Okay, next time when we record mine, I'll come over. We'll record at your house.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. I guess that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this episode of Layman in the Morning. For the 5 of you that watched this, Hannah.
No, I'll plug this. I'll tell my peeps to check it out. If you want to keep up with me for the 5 or so people who watch, I am on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. All under It's Me Hannah E. And then
links in the description.
Yeah, put it on the description. I have my own podcast called Yours Truly Hannah E. I talk about movies and I connect it to a topic.
Hey.
Yeah, it's fun.
Follow Hannah on the socials. More people, please watch this. You said you're not? All right. Cool. Thank you for watching. This has been Layman in the Morning. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Peace.